So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, General Suhail Amin, Dr. Salim, and all the participants sitting in this hall. I am very grateful to General Saab, I think, for this EPE workshop, the visit to the Gilgat. I think that was started by President Professor Afla Chaudhary a few years ago. And now Professor Shoaib Shafi and Askar Bhatt just visited. And our basic objective is to train all the fellows through all the supervisors workshop and accredit the various department of your institution for the purpose of fellowship and membership training and accredit the supervisor too. I think EPV is the first workshop, then is the assessment of competence, then supervisory skill, and then this research workshop. And part of these workshops is the monitoring system of College of Physicians in Pakistan. So I, Khalid Masood Gondal, am going to discuss with you something about the competency-based medical education and what is the E-log system. When you will become the supervisor, how you are going to use this E-log system. And before we discuss the E-log system, we must know the current models of medical education of College of Physicians in Pakistan. That is competency-based medical education. In the start, it was the apprenticeship model, then shifted this to product-based and process-based. Now competency-based medical education, which is defined as the medical education that focuses on outcome. That is, upon completion of the learning pathway, a student must be able to perform certain tasks. I think the first model of competency-based medical education was the Kahneman model. The medical expert should be communicator, collaborator, manager, health advocate, scholar, and professional. Similarly, the ACGME competencies, and this is the model of College of Physicians in Pakistan, where the patient care revolves around research, teamwork, communication skill, critical thinking, knowledge, advocacy, professionalism, and andragogy. Now, the contribution of College of Physicians in Pakistan, which is the main postgraduate body of the country, I think college has produced so far 41,832 specialists. Among them, more than 30,000, they are the fellows, and around 11,000, they are the members. And currently, we are providing a postgraduate program in 76 different disciplines. Fellowship program, 46 are the first, the rest are the second fellowship program. Similarly, the membership program in 22 different disciplines. Beside these membership and fellowship program, we have got diploma in health professional education in the hospital management. And I very proudly mentioned General Suhail Amin is the proud medical educationist of College of Physicians in Pakistan. Now the number of the accredited hospital by the CPSP are 347, Punjab 1117, followed by the Sindh, then KPK and the Balochistan. Similarly, the public sector, the maximum number of the accredited hospital, they are from public sector, then the private and the armed forces, and 76 are from overseas, mainly from Ireland, UK, Nepal, and Saudi Arabia. And inshallah, in my next presentation, you will see the DHQ hospital of the Gilgat and the civil hospital of Gilgat. They will also be there. So the number of supervisors currently accredited by the college, they are 4,542. Public sector, the major number, followed by private armed forces overseas. Similarly, the Punjab province is at the top, followed by the Sindh, KPK, Balochistan, AJK. And inshallah, in the coming months, the supervisor from Gilgit and Baltistan, they will also be included in this list. And I think you all know the criteria of accreditation of supervisor is having the major degree, 5 years experience, attended R4 workshop, submitted 50 MCQs. And I'm going to mention here, if you submit the 50 ICQ, we will request the college to approve you as the provisional supervisor. And meanwhile, those MCQs, they will be approved. And similarly, the ATLS and ACLS workshop for physician and surgeon and PALS, and also for pediatrician and gynecologists. Currently, the registered number of the trainee, they are 30,922, major sector in public, then private, then armed forces, and 268 are the overseas. And the provincial distribution, again, the Punjab, followed by Sindh, KPK, Balochistan, and AJK. Now, our supervisor and trainee who are having the domicile of the Gilgit, 180 trainee are getting training in various other institutions throughout the country. and the number of fellows, that is 128. I think this is a good number of the trainee and the fellow belong to the Gilgat region. Now, overall in Pakistan, the ratio of the females is 47%, male is the 41%. This is after the open merit policy of the government of Pakistan. Now, as I mentioned, college is offering the fellowship program in 76 disciplines, membership program in 22 disciplines. The fellowship program, first fellowship is 4 to 5 years, and second is 6 to 7 years. After 4 to 5 years, you will have to do the 2 to 3 years more training. The regional center of the CPSP, they are 12, 4 sub-center, and now inshallah with the addition of Gilgit sub-center, there will be 17 centers. Along with these national center, we have got the overseas center, Kathmandu, Nepal, and Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And now we have included our sub-center in Birmingham, UK, and Dublin, Ireland, because we are having the overseas scholarship scheme over there. All these centers, they have got the excellent video connectivity we're using for the faculty meeting, various other meetings, and inshallah, in our next presentation, you will see the Gilgit Center connected through the video through all the centers of the Pakistan. Now, all of you know the college has shifted the evaluation, the examination to the online, starting from part 1, then intermediate module examination, then in certain specialty, part 2 is also online, and this is the last online examination going on. All the centers, they are connected and they are being monitored from our headquarters, Karachi, and from Lahore Center. The college is having the regular convocation. This is the 54th convocation held at Islamabad, then we had at Lahore, and finally at Karachi. And inshallah, time will come that we will have our convocation in Gilgit-Baltistan province. Now, with this statistic and introduction of the College of Physicians in Pakistan, I'm coming to the monitoring system of CPSP. Now, what is the monitoring? Monitoring is a continuous process that aims primarily to provide the management and stakeholders with indication of progress or lack in the achievement of the results. Now, we are going to monitor the quality of the training. We are going to address the variation in the quality of training through this monitoring system and the training that depends upon the curriculum. These are structural via curricular displayed chart, which we have provided to all the accredited department and the supervisor. This is a very busy chart, but a competency that is mentioned on one side, level when to achieve that competency, number of the cases, and through E-log system, our Directorate of National Residency Program is going to monitor whether we are attaining those competencies or not. Now, coming back to this slide, initially the college has the conventional logbook, and then we shifted to the E-log. There were problems with the conventional logbook. These are the conventional logbook in 2005, 2009 combined, 2010 and 11 logbook of FCPS Part 2. The problem were the student and the candidate, they used to present this logbook at the end of their training, and supervisor was not aware of whether the students had really attained those competencies or not. So there was no regular or periodic evaluation of the logbook, and this resulted into non-uniformity of the training and poor monitoring of the training program. And we introduced the philosophy, E-log. The philosophy of E-log that included timely and systematic provision of information, and it was prospective and regular monitoring of training. And then there was a 360-degree feedback both from the supervisor and the trainee. Another important thing is we also addressed the issue of the professionalism, ethical practices, and professional attributes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we should remember one thing. Whenever we introduce some system, there are different phases. Phase of sensitization, then planning, then pilot project, then implementation. We started sensitization phase in 2008. We had the various workshops with the trainee and supervisor. We told them that we are going to shift from manual logbook to the E-log. Planning phase was 2009 and 10, and from 2011, we implemented this E-log system. And then we presented this E-logs to the various international forums. This is the first international conference of the medical education held in Saudi Arabia, where the president of the College of Physicians and Surgeons was the chief guest, along with the other president of the Royal Colleges. You can see Ian Gilmore, president of Royal College of Physicians, London, and similarly, I was also the keynote speaker. We presented there our pilot project of the E-log. Similarly, this E-log monitoring system was presented in Malaysia, in Australian College Conference, in Thailand, in Canada. This was presented twice when we had the success in our pilot project. And final, this presentation was on 21st October 2015 in Vancouver, Canada, where all the presidents of the Royal Colleges, they were there, and there were representation of 40 different countries. Now, the E-log, this is our own innovation. This is developed at the part of new MIA system. And this is the link which I am going to will be demonstrating shortly, the live demonstration. And we made this E-log compulsory for FCPA student from July 2011 and from MCPA student from January 2012 onward. And in this E-log, every supervisor is having the ID and password. The trainee is having ID and password. The supervisor sitting in the hall of the Gilgat, they will get the ID and the password. And as soon as you get the ID and password, this E-log is pre-activated. You will see your personal profile, your candidate which are attached to you, and you can edit your personal profile. In next slide, I am going to go into the details. Similarly, the candidate will enter the competencies. As a supervisor, you can approve, you can disapprove those competencies, and you can report college through this E-log system. And another important thing is, in this E-log, there are icons which include this journal club, CPC meeting, paper presentation, and there is a definite icons of the feedback system. And once the candidate enters the competency, then he cannot edit. Before submission, he can edit. And another important thing which I used to claim is the E-log monitoring is prospective. In manual logbook, the candidate can present at the end of the training. But in E-log, when she enters the competency, there will be a time and date. So the college will monitor the candidate is entering the competency on a weekly basis, monthly basis, 3 monthly basis, and the competency which are required in the first year, they have entered, in the second year, and third year, they have entered or not. We have shifted from E-log to the E-portal, and there is E-portal of the supervisor, the trainee, and the fellows. And this is the supervisor dashboard. I'll be shortly demonstrating this on doing the live demonstration. Similarly, this is the fellows dashboard, and this is my own screenshot of my own E-log, where you can see the trainee feedback. I think that is adequate. The CME creditor, they are 138, the reports and the workshop, all these things, they are there. The competency which the candidate enters and the supervisor has yet not approved, they appear as the blue. The approved, they appear as the green, and not approved, they appear as the red. And before the candidate appear in the intermediate module examination or in the final fellowship examination, the Directorate of Residency Program will see whether a specific percentage of the competency, they are in the blue color or not. Say the college says the 80% of the competency should be approved. So the 80% of the competencies should be in the green color before the roll number is being issued. So approved competencies should be more than 80%, or as far as the requirement of Directorate of National Residency Program is concerned. Then another important beauty of this e-portal is the feedback. In manual logbook, there was no feedback. Here, whether the candidate has covered the prescribed curriculum, attended the library, a journal club, and his behavior with the trainee, with the colleagues, with the patient, all these things, including the punctuality, they will be reported by the supervisor on 3 monthly basis. Now coming back to the E-log of the trainee. In the E-log of the trainee, all the information, they are there. Along with that, the material related to the workshop, like communication skill, computer, internet, primary surgical skill, research methodology, then prospective of intermediate or part 2, these, the digital copies, they are uploaded on the trainee E-log. This is the online demonstration, and all the participants should remain with me. I am going to just link directly to my E-log, So this is the e-portal of the supervisor. First, you have to write down whether you are trainee or the supervisor. If you are a supervisor, you will write down your supervisor, your ID, and then the password, and then you will log on. जब आप लॉग ऑन हो जाएंगे तो आपकी ये e-log सामने ओपन हो जाएगी. This is my e-log. So here is the account information. This is the e-log, suggestion box, DNRP, time to time जो information है, news, notification, JCPSB current issue, bulletin issue, and workplace based assessment question जो आप सबमिट कराएंगे MCQs, वो यहाँ e-log में आपको एक्सेस दी जाएगी. Similarly, the trainee certificate, उनकी वेरिफिकेशन, जो आपके ट्रेनी होंगे उनकी सर्टिफिकेट की वेरिफिकेशन, और आप जो वर्कशॉप अटेंड कर रहे हैं इन तमाम का मटेरियल होगा. और जितने कैंडिडेट आपके पास होंगे, वी इन्फॉर्म द सुपरवाइजर अबाउट द रिजल्ट ऑफ दोज ट्रेनी. नाउ इफ वी क्लिक द फर्स्ट बॉक्स, दिस इज द अकाउंट इंफॉर्मेशन, एंड अकाउंट इंफॉर्मेशन में you can see the personal profile and supervisor registration. This is the personal profile of myself. ये तमाम इसमें मेरी अपनी डिटेल्स हैं, इनको मैं एडिट कर सकता हूं जिस अंदाज में चाहूं. और इसी तरीके से जो पर्सनल प्रोफाइल के साथ आपका ये e-log है, दिस इज माय e-log, और ये मेरे तमाम ट्रेनी हैं. ये आज तक मेरे साथ जितने ट्रेनी रजिस्टर्ड हैं उनका तमाम का नाम है, लाइव फीडबैक है 230, क्रेडिट आर मेरे 146 हैं. आप इसमें अगर आप देखें तो मेरे किसी ट्रेनी को क्लिक करें, ये मोहम्मद इस्लामुद्दीन है, इसकी ये जो कॉम्पिटेंसीज हैं 10, दे आर वेटिंग फॉर अप्रूवल. तो मुझे देखनी पड़ेगी कि ये जो 10 कॉम्पिटेंसी ये क्या क्या है. लाइक इसमें जनरल साहब एंड सलीम साहब, ये मैं देखूं कि पहली कॉम्पिटेंसी जो नजर आ रही है मुझे 30 दिसंबर को 2021 में एक्यूट अपेंडिसाइटिस, ये फर्स्ट और सेकंड ईयर का रेजिडेंट है, इसने कहा है परफॉर्म अंडर डायरेक्ट सुपरविजन, और ये ब्लू है, दिस कॉम्पिटेंसी इज वेटिंग फॉर अप्रूवल. अब मैं ये चाह रहा हूं कि इस कॉम्पिटेंसी की मैं डिटेल देखूं कि वाकई इसने जो है वो पेशेंट को देखा है और पेशेंट एडमिटेड था कि नहीं. मैं डिटेल में गया तो उसका फॉर्म नंबर, उसका आगे रजिस्ट्रेशन नंबर एंड ऑल दीज थिंग दे आर देयर. इसी तरह आपके जो कैंडिडेट हैं उनकी जब कॉम्पिटेंसी एंटर करेंगे उनकी डिटेल आपके सामने होगी, और यहाँ पे आके जो आप देखेंगे कि अगर वो ठीक है तो आप इनको अप्रूव करेंगे, और अगर नहीं तो डिस्कस विद एडिट. इफ आई फील दैट दिस स्टूडेंट हैज डन द अपेंडिसेक्टमी अंडर सुपरविजन, मैं अप्रूव करके इनको सबमिट करूंगा और सामने आ जाएगा कि रिकॉर्ड हैज बीन सक्सेसफुली अपडेटेड. तो ये एक तरीका कार है कि जिससे आपके कैंडिडेट दे विल एंटर द कॉम्पिटेंसीज और उन कॉम्पिटेंसीज को आप अप्रूव करेंगे. इसी तरीके से आप फीडबैक देखें कि आपने कैंडिडेट का क्या क्या फीडबैक दिया. दिस इज द डिटेल ऑफ द फीडबैक विच आई हैव सबमिटेड टू माय कैंडिडेट. अब अगर लास्ट कैंडिडेट का मैं फीडबैक देखना चाहूँ तो क्या है, दिस द लाइव. लाइक लास्ट कैंडिडेट में हाफिज जैगम को मैंने कहा है प्लीज सबमिट योर सिनॉप्सिस फॉर इवैल्यूएशन एंड टेक योर वर्कशॉप ऑन टाइम. प्रॉबेबली इसका अब 3rd ईयर शुरू हो चुका होगा और कुछ वर्कशॉप रहती होंगी, और यही उसका तमाम फीडबैक है कि वो सेटिस्फैक्टरी प्रोग्रेस जा रही है कि नहीं. और इस तरीके से आप अपने तमाम कैंडिडेट का जो फीडबैक देख सकते हैं, और यहाँ पे आप फिल्टर कर सकते हैं. आप ट्रेनी को, उसके ईयर को, और आप तमाम डिटेल उसके मुताबिक देख सकते हैं, उसकी कॉम्पिटेंसीज आप देख सकते हैं. इसी अंदाज में अगर आपने ये देखना हो कि आपके जो कैंडिडेट हैं इनमें कितने कैंडिडेट ऐसे हैं कि जिनकी आप कॉम्पिटेंसीज जो है वो अप्रूव कर चुके हैं और कितनी परसेंटेज है उन कॉम्पिटेंसीज की जो अप्रूव्ड हैं, तो आप इस अंदाज में किसी एक कैंडिडेट को क्लिक करें. लाइक उसी इस्लामुद्दीन को क्लिक कर रहा हूं, और इसमें मैं ये देख रहा हूं कि ये जो इसकी पहले कॉम्पिटेंसी 11 थी, फिर 10 रहेगी, फिर 9 रहेगी, क्योंकि 3 ग्रीन में चलेगी. यहाँ वेटिंग अप्रूवल कॉम्पिटेंसीज को मैंने फिल्टर करने के बजाय अगर मैंने देखना हो कि इसकी अप्रूव्ड कितनी है, तो इसको फिल्टर जब करूंगा तो दीज आर द अप्रूव्ड कॉम्पिटेंसी. जो पहले ब्लू थी अब इस वक्त ये ग्रीन हो चुकी हैं. सो इस अंदाज में द कैंडिडेट इज एंटरिंग द कॉम्पिटेंसी एंड सुपरवाइजर इज आइदर अप्रूविंग और डिस्कशन में रख रहा है. और ये फीडबैक है जो मैं बता चुका हूँ। अब क्रेडिट आवर आपको किस अंदाज में मिलते हैं ये आप देखें, ये मेरे क्रेडिट आवर हैं, मैं MCBS का एग्जामिनर रहा, 3 क्रेडिट आवर मिले और ये सर्टिफिकेट साथ साथ अपलोड हो रहा है। तमाम सुपरवाइजर के सर्टिफिकेट कॉलेज साथ साथ अपलोड करता रहता है। अगर आपने डाउनलोड करना हो, आपने सिर्फ देखना हो, तो ये सर्टिफिकेट आप उसी अंदाज में आप देख सकते हैं, आप ओपन कर सकते हैं, तो आपकी तमाम डिटेल्स इस जगह पे उसी अंदाज में मौजूद होती है। ये सर्टिफिकेट आ गया सामने। सो योर कॉलेज हैज बिकम नाउ द पेपरलेस, और फिर दोबारा मैं उस पर आ चुका हूं। सो इस अंदाज में, और फिर यू कैन यूज दिस E-log फॉर योर रिसर्च। मैंने कॉलेज की परमिशन से 2 स्टडी की है कि ट्रेनी इसमें E-log का क्या रोल है। तो ये मेरी स्टडी थी। इस स्टडी में जो ही परफॉर्मा कैंडिडेट ने फिल किया तो उसकी रिस्पॉन्सेज साथ साथ आ गई। लाइक उस स्टडी में मेरा क्वेश्चन ये था कि रोल ऑफ E-log इन शेपिंग द सुपरवाइजर एंड सुपरवाइजरी रिलेशनशिप। 7450 ट्रेनी ने रिस्पॉन्ड किया, और इसमें जो पॉजिटिव रिस्पॉन्स था, जिन्होंने एग्री किया, वो 4529 थे, और 428 थे जो डिसएग्री कर रहे थे। और लाइक द 80 to 90% रिजल्ट वो जो थे वो पॉजिटिव साइड पे थे। इसी तरह अगला क्वेश्चन था, और ये सारी स्टडी थी जो मैंने E-log की। यूटिलिटी ऑफ E-log इज कंसर्न्ड इन शेपिंग द प्रोफेशनलिज्म एंड ट्रेनिंग। तो दिस इज समथिंग द लाइव डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन ऑफ द E-log। अगर कोई यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन है तो आई कैन टेक द क्वेश्चन ऑन दिस लाइव डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन, और फिर मैं कंक्लूडिंग स्लाइड्स की तरफ जाऊंगा। जनरल साहब, इफ देयर इज एनी क्वेश्चन ऑन द लाइव डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन ऑफ दिस E-log। आप ये भी हो सकता है कि क्वेश्चन आप लिख लीजिएगा, आखिर में क्वेश्चन आंसर सेशन में मैं इंशाल्लाह ले लूंगा। और अब मैं दोबारा प्रेजेंटेशन पे वापस जा रहा हूं। ये दिस वाज द लाइव डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन, और सो आई वाज हियर। लाइव डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन के बाद मैंने शायद कल तज़किरा भी किया था कि जिस अंदाज में आप लोग मॉनिटर करेंगे ट्रेनी को, इसी अंदाज में हमारे 468 ट्रेनी जो कि आयरलैंड में हैं, उनको आयरिश सुपरवाइजर मॉनिटर कर रहे हैं, और जैसे आपको एक्रेडिटेट करते हैं उनको करते हैं, इसी तरह यूके के। सो दिस वाज माय डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन ऑन E-log सिस्टम टू द रिप्रेजेंटेटिव एंड द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ द रॉयल कॉलेज ऑफ आयरलैंड। आप देख रहे हैं वही ई पोर्टल इसका ओपन है, आयरलैंड में बैठे हैं, इसका रॉयल कॉलेज के रिप्रेजेंटेटिव हैं। और इसके बाद जो फीडबैक आया LS विगॉर्मन का, जो हेड ऑफ हेल्थ सर्विसेज एग्जीक्यूटिव ऑफ आयरलैंड थी, उसने कहा, डियर प्रोफेसर गोंदल, I wish to let you know about your response on your demonstration of CPSP E-log system. My colleague here in NDDP along with our training body colleague were hugely impressed. They all are saying we should introduce something similar, so that can be used for all the training body. At present, all training body use a different system, so they cannot talk to one another. They all are saying me to pass on their congratulations to you and your college. So हमारी अपनी जो innovation है, That is the E-log system of CPSP, इसको वर्ल्ड ने रिकॉग्नाइज किया, और कॉलेज को प्राइज मुख्तलिफ औकात पे मिले, और इसमें वी डिड नॉट कॉपी, हमने किसी को कॉपी नहीं किया। और हमारे जो ट्रेनी जो एक्सपोज हमने किए इन द इंटरनेशनल स्कॉलरशिप प्रोग्राम, उनको एज ए रोल मॉडल लिया गया, और उन्होंने वहां जाके प्रोफेशनलिज्म, एथिकल प्रैक्टिसेस सीखी, और वहां उनको एक अच्छा इन्वायरमेंट मिला, फाइनेंशियल इंसेंटिव मिले, एविडेंस बेस्ड मेडिकल एजुकेशन में उन्होंने काम किया, दे सॉ द गुड टेक्नोलॉजी। दिस इज जस्ट हाफ अ मिनट क्लिप जो कि वहां मीडिया पे चला। आई एम जस्ट गोइंग टू शेयर विद यू द फीडबैक ऑफ द ट्रेनी व्हिच वर एक्सपोज्ड टू ओवरसीज स्कॉलरशिप प्रोग्राम।
Dr. Mohammed Al-Wais is working at the Coombe Women and Infants Hospital in Dublin, Ireland. He's come from Pakistan as part of an innovative scheme to give foreign doctors specialist training. When his 2-year stint here is over, he will return to Pakistan.
As per my contract, I have to go to back home after completing 2 years of training and get my fellowship degree and try to implement good things, positive attitudes over there in Pakistan.
So इसका सबसे बड़ा फायदा ये है, good thing, positive thing, ethical practices and professionalism. And then we are always having the third party analysis, feedback. We invite the external examiner from various royal colleges. The president of the royal colleges is Michael Highland, the president of Royal College of Australia, वो हमारे साथ थे, external examiner in surgery fellowship examination। और हम E-log implement कर चुके थे। E-log की implementation के बाद हमने पूछा what do you think about the standard of the training and this evaluation? I'm just going to share his remarks.
And I've just spent some time here being an external examiner, and I was very impressed by the rigour of the examination, the high standard of training of all of the people who sat the examination, and particularly the professionalism and the transparency around the process, which was world class, and the quality of the material presented for the trainees. And I think people in Pakistan can feel very comfortable that their surgeons and no doubt their physicians are very, very well trained by this college. And from my experience as an examiner in my own college, the standard is absolutely.
I think हमारे लिए बहुत एक satisfaction की बात थी कि एक international evaluator बात कर रहा है world class and high standard, और CPSP को ये मुख्तलिफ प्राइज मिले. हमारी स्कीम को नाम दिया गया ब्रेन गेन एंड नॉट द ब्रेन ड्रेन, क्योंकि 2 साल के लिए हमारे डॉक्टर्स जाते हैं, देन कंपल्सरीली दे हैव टू कम बैक, पाकिस्तानी अवाम को सर्व करें. क्यों? अगर वो वहां रह जाएं तो ये साइकिल या सर्कल नहीं चलता. सो द ब्रेन गेन सीखते वहां हैं, सर्विस पाकिस्तान में आके करते हैं. और ये वेरियस प्राइजेस हैं जो कॉलेज ऑफ फिजिशियन सर्जन को मुख्तलिफ इंटरनेशनल फोरम पे मिले. एंड दिस इज हाईएस्ट अवार्ड जो कि कंबाइन मिला कॉलेज ऑफ फिजिशियन सर्जन को और हेल्थ सर्विसेज एग्जीक्यूटिव को. दिस इज वन ऑफ द हाईएस्ट अवार्ड ऑफ द आयरिश गवर्नमेंट. And then we are having the collaboration with Royal Australian College. We are going to strengthen our family physician system in Pakistan. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to conclude. The monitoring of competency-based medical education is a continuous process that aims primarily to provide the management and stakeholders the indication of progress or lack in the achievement of these results. The old system of maintaining the hard copy has many loopholes, leading to less transparency and inadequate continuous monitoring, which has been effectively addressed by E-logbook, as it has not only made on-site continuous monitoring doable by the certifying body, but it has also substantially increased the ownership by major stakeholders such as trainees and the trainer. E-log provides the feasible and authentic option for developing country to run the standardized residency program at the national level. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for patient listening on the monitoring system, the innovation of College of Physicians in Pakistan.
हेलो सर.
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम जनरल साहब, थैंक यू जी, माशाल्लाह आवाज़ क्लियर है आपकी.
थैंक्स वेरी मच सर. ये हम फोन कनेक्शन जो है वो बिहेव नहीं कर रहा और बार बार ड्रॉप हो रहा है. So I think because it's quite late now in the evening and we have around 6 female participants as well, so it would be, I think, prudent to now call it a day. I would just like to say in the end that it is indeed an honor, privilege that I was nominated for this first ever workshop to be held at Gilgat. सर आवाज आ रही है आप?
जी बिल्कुल क्लियर आ रही है.
जी. So it's indeed a privilege to come here, and it was my first ever visit to this beautiful city in Valley of Gilgat. So I had all the excitement to come here, and it has added one interesting and beautiful vlog, I would say, to my log. Actually, I used to make log, and it's titled as Travel and Teach Log.
Great.
तो ये मेरा Travel and Teach Log में गिलगित रह गया था. पाकिस्तान का मेरे ख्याल में कोई जगह नहीं where I have not traveled to teach. So Gilgat was remaining, and I think with this opportunity that you provided me, this kind of my travel and seeing the site and the city has also been fulfilled. So talking about the workshop, I think the audience that we had, around 26 participants, different specialities, both males and females. I think it was wonderful having an interaction with them. And of course, this first workshop is all about inciting and sort of stimulating interest about medical education in these young, enthusiastic supervisors to be in the future. And I think in days, I have come to this conclusion that inshallah, with time to come, they are going to learn more about the medical educational concepts, and then they will be able to actually implement them once they are their departments are recognized and formal training of FCPS Part 2 under CPSP starts in this area. So your talk as usual on e-monitoring and e-log of the CPSP always is very enlightening, and it's always heartening to see an indigenous program that CPSP has built and which has come to this stage, that people of our sister organizations, colleges abroad, even as high pedestals as Royal Colleges, have a word of praise for this e-monitoring system that we have developed, and with time it has matured into a very, very organized and highly commendable system that you have come up with. And I think it is more than just a log. It is of development of the key portfolio, I would say. It includes all kinds of activities that trainee is undergoing, and also all kinds of feedback that is providing on the performance of the trainees and residents. So in that sense, it's a great achievement of the college, and it's a propriety of the college, and we should all be as fellows proud that we have such a system in place. So with these words, I would again thank you, the CPSP team that has actually held this first workshop here in Gilgat, and I'm also thankful to all the participants who have very eagerly and enthusiastically participated in the last 2 days, and I am sure that I have been able, if not much, but slightly incite interest in all these participants about medical education and specifically postgraduate training and outcome-based training. So inshallah, this is going to go a long way, and they are going to become all very successful supervisors under the flag of College of Physicians and Surgeons, Pakistan. So thank you very much, sir.
Jan Sahab, thank you very much. I think you are pride of CPSP. You are our proud fellow, a great medical educationist. And on behalf of college and the council, I am very grateful to you for sparing your very busy time in your busy schedule. और आप गिलगित इतनी दूर गए, और वैसे ये इलाका बहुत खूबसूरत है, लोग बहुत अच्छे हैं, मोहब्बत करने वाले लोग हैं. इंशाल्लाह नेक्स्ट वर्कशॉप में कोशिश करेंगे कि मैं भी वहाँ जा सकूँ. ऑलरेडी मैं 2-3 मरतबा गया हूँ. थैंक यू वेरी मच, एंड थैंक यू डॉक्टर सलीम एंड एवरीबडी हु इज़ लिसनिंग माय वॉइस. थैंक यू एंड थैंक यू वेरी मच.
Thank you very much, sir, and Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.